Know thine enemy. Chinese philosopher Sun Tzu, writing 2,300 years ago about war, said if you knew yourself but not the enemy, for every victory you'd suffer a defeat. In Canberra, Malcolm Turnbull doesn't know who the enemy is, hasn't yet seen the whites of their eyes. He thought it was the Labor Party pushing its carbon tax to wild public acclaim. He thought it was the swinging voter who he couldn't trust to see both sides of the emissions trading argument. But it turned out to be his own backbench and the favourite five, the five shadow ministers who resigned from his front bench on Thursday. So, how will this turn out? Well, inasmuch as the outcome of any battle can be predicted, first, Joe Hockey may look like the lovable Sergeant Schultz and Tony Abbott reminiscent of that little French guy in the beret, Corporal Lebeau, but Turnbull has fewer troops. He might find only 20 Liberal parliamentarians fall into line behind him. Some Canberra colleagues said off the record this morning that it may be as few as 10. You could get more than that to a backyard Barbie. As Napoleon and Rommel and Patton knew, it's all about tactics. Turnbull's got his tactics wrong every time so far. The enemy, even when leaderless, outthought him with surprise and logistics. This morning, Turnbull said he knew he'd win tomorrow's leadership vote. The Spanish Armada thought the same. Goliath thought he'd lick David. Harold didn't see he'd get one in the eye at Hastings. And the reason for this war? The carbon trading legislation will fail to pass the Senate today, no matter how long it sits. There's a tip. The shot that started World War I was still ricocheting in 1945. This might be a fight for Turnbull's life, but it's still only just one battle. The real war will be decided at the polls next election. Know thine enemy. If the enemy is hungry, feed him, says the Bible. If he thirsts, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Now that would be global warming.